Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel, and March is here, and of course the start of the new month there comes a new battle pass. Now March's battle pass is you're going to see the new tank, the BARKHAN, and this is a cross. This is pretty much a hybrid between the VK3001P and the VK3601H. So Wargaming tell us, and to be honest, it's quite a nice tank. It is quite a nice tank. The only downfall I think of the tank is the speed. The speed's very, very slow. So hit points 1150. Armor, it has 100 millimeters of turret armor and 150 millimeters of hull armor, which isn't bad for a tier 6 tank. So you coming up against the tier 5s, they will struggle to penetrate you. DPM 1844, that gives it a 7.16 reload. Penetration 150 on your AP, 200 on your APCR, and 44 on your HE. The alpha, it has 220 alpha on your AP, 190 on your APCR, and 270 on your HE. Aim time 4.0, dispersion 0.344, and it has 6 degrees of gun depression. Speed 45 kilometers per hour. So the speed, it looks quite fast, but obviously when you're driving it, it does feel kind of sluggish, I'm not gonna lie. So we just got a couple of games here just to show you what the tank is like, and of course, as I always say, of course it is worth getting, because all the battle passes are worth getting. For a few £. It's not bad at all. Now while I'm on the topic of battle passes, normally Huawei do discounts, etc. But of course, because of what is going on in the world at the moment, Wargaming have actually asked companies to not advertise their product. And I think that's fair play to Wargaming. You know, they're getting so much hate because of this Russia-Ukraine crap, the war and so on. And because Wargaming are kind of Russian, Belarusian, they are getting a lot of hate at the moment. But Wargaming don't want this war as much as we do, as we don't, sorry. And you know, and that's why they are not they've told all their advertisers to not advertise their product right now. And I think that's fair play. And people don't realize that a lot of Wargaming employees are actually Ukrainian themselves. They have over 550 employees that are living in Kiev at the moment, that they're trying to get out of there, that they're trying to get them and their families away. So before you give Wargaming the hate, and because where they're from, just think about the employees and the people that actually work for them, because they don't want this war. Of course, just like no one. No one wants the war, and neither does Wargaming. So I just wanted to add that. And those people that do usually use Huawei to get a cheaper battle pass, obviously that is put on hold for the time being. So the tank itself, let's go back to the tank. As you can see, we've not bounced too many shots. We haven't bounced anything currently, and that is the case. Unless you are angled correctly, you're not going to bounce too much when you're coming up against sort of tier 6 and tier 7. You'll get more bounces when you do come up against the tier 5s, and of course after a while it's not too often that you're going to see tier 5s. Most of the time it will be tier 7. So here I didn't realize the KV2. I should have realized. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't realize he had the better DPM gun. Otherwise I would have been dead meat. But you can see at that angle, I mean, most tanks at that angle, if they shoot the front plate, will be an auto bounce anyway. So we do manage to take care of that KV2. So it's now a 7 versus 3. I mean, we've got 1,300 damage. Not the best of damages, of course, but you know, it's still not too bad, and we've got that pretty easily. But you can see how slow the tank is. I mean, it's very sluggish. It is very, very sluggish, and that's my only downfall with the tank. But top speed, top end is actually all right. The speed 45 kilometers an hour or whatever it was, that's quite quick, to be honest, and not bad at all. But I can see that T-34, I knew he was going to look at me because I am a one shot. But so yeah, angled up you can get bounces, but you have to, I mean, against tier 5 of course you're going to get the bounces, but yeah, you can't really rely on the bounces. And with the speed, as you can see here, like going up a hill and stuff like that, it's very, very slow. Look at this, 9 kilometers per hour. So it is very slow on that kind of terrain, but top end, it's not too bad. If you can get on the straight, you will get the sort of the speed eventually, but it will take you a little bit to get that speed. So now we're on Himmelsdorf. And this game, this map is not really about the speed, and because it's quite a small map, and this map is sort of in this tank, it's kind of all about the angling. There's a lot of buildings that you can get across, get next to get your angles correct, and that's what we are going to try and do. So overall, I do think it's a very good, very nice tank, and the camouflage, the expedition, I think is really nice as well. It suits it, but yeah, it's not the best battle pass tanks, but it's also not the worst, and it is quite nice. By far it's not the worst, but there are better tanks out there, better battle pass tanks out there. So of course we do have the Titan 150 there, we do have the KV2 here, I do have my team behind, and you can just see I'm trying to get the shot, and because of that angle that we are at, we do manage to, I mean, it's not the best of angles, but we do manage to get the bounce from that KV2, and now we know he is on a long reload, so we should be able to beat him up a little bit more. And just before he reloads, I don't really want to poke out anymore, but I'm trying to get the bounces. You can see we're 1,000 block damage so far, which is not bad, and that's what you can do once you sort of hide your hole and you sort of angle up. This guy's just gave up because he knows it's kind of game over for him. So yeah, if you can angle the tank, hold down, angle, side scrape, everything like that, you will get some bounces in this thing. And overall, there we go again, 1,200 block damage. We've yet to taken any hit points so far. We are going to bounce this guy, which is we're shooting literally millimeters above where we can penetrate him. But look at our guys. Our guys are really bullying this Titan. We're all together, and now it's a 7 versus 4. But of course, there are two guys over there that is just being rushed by the last 4 enemy tanks. So 1,200 block damage, and we've only, at the moment, we've done 1,200. We know that there is the Matilda up there, so we're just going to wait for him to cross so we are able to get a shot into him, bringing him down to a potential one-shot. Well, now he's a one-shot with the help of my team. So the enemy, them 4 guys, I don't know what this SU-85I is doing. Thank you for blocking me, Mr. SU. And now we're just going to wait. I mean, these guys being one-shots, this P43 is playing it very, very risky. Unfortunately, we do bounce, but we do get yet again another bounce into us. So that's now up to 1,425 blocked damage, and it's a 4 versus 4. But at this point, no problem. Most of them are one shots anyway. I'm still full hit points, so I've got no worries whatsoever. So of course I do want to go for the SU because he's a more dangerous target than this P43, and I mean, he's just annoying me now. So I know that the SU was on a reload, which is why I took out the P43, and then we are actually going to get this kill on that guy to bring it now down to a one shot. Now we're not really going to bounce too much from this this Jagdpanzer 4, but we still, at the moment, we still got 1,870 block damage, and with my team behind, I can take these shots no problem whatsoever. I don't mind taking these shots, and he is now a one shot, so we're going to take a final shot into us, but we do manage to take him out for our 6th kill. So 1,870 blocked damage, but we do get ourselves 2,331 damage. We damaged all 7 tanks. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the Rosani medal, and that was only enough for a first class, even though no one is playing this tank. Literally, I'm one of the first people to play this tank, and yet that still, for somehow, wasn't an ace. But overall, it is a decent tank. It's a very nice looking tank indeed. I like the fact that Wargaming are bringing these tanks in sort of as a hybrid. They are sort of getting 2 tanks together and making it into one. But yeah, it's definitely worth it. It is definitely worth the battle pass. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.